Coach Tonelli.
Coach Certainly.
It's Wednesday.
Again.
It is.
How are you?
Good. I'm doing okay. So, thought today for the recruiting chat, one of the things that guys need terms. I think understanding different terms. You hear these things and we don't always know what they mean. A lot of our guys get a lot of questions.
There's a lot of rules.
There's
a lot of rules.
There's an NCAA manual that's, I don't know, like 800 pages.
It's ridiculous.
But just so you guys know, that college coaches have to pass a test.
No more.
Oh, it's done?
That's done.
Interesting.
No more tests, but we have a yearly 5-section computer course that we have to go through, and then we have to pass a 10-question on the material presented.
Okay.
Did it the first time this year. I thought it was better.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you
the test
actually
is
retained.
Yeah.
The test was just.
And everybody would either, it wasn't.
And everybody cheated.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, everybody would cheat on it. So. Yeah.
We're not that smart.
No,
We're baseball coaches.
Just because you went.
I didn't go to Yale.
Just because you coach at Yale doesn't mean you went to Yale.
Well, you did. I don't.
All right, so I figured we pick some of the the more important ones. There are, just so you guys know, there are there are very hard, strict rules for coaches regarding how you can contact guys, when you can contact guys, what you can do when you bring them to campus, right?
Yeah.
So I figured we'd start, and this is one of the things kids sometimes and parents, they get themselves not in trouble, but and we're going to call it. There's actually a term. You're a recruited student athlete.
Yes.
So, and I'll say a recruited student athlete. But do you remember the rule for that?
Once I make a contact twice.
Yes.
To you, if I contact you twice, then we become a recruited student athlete.
Right.
Then you go into our logs.
Right.
And we have to track every contact that we make with you.
Yeah.
And a contact is in person, face to face, on the phone. Yeah. Any kind of conversation that we have.
Right. And so, if you're getting emailed by a coach and he asks you to come to camp, you're not a recruited student athlete.
No, not yet.
If you get an email from a coach that says, hey, your stuff looks interesting, can you send me a video? You are not a recruited student athlete. So you have to have that in person or on the phone, hear the voice twice. That's how you become, and that's an actual definition in the manual. So it's important for players to know that. How about, you'll hear a lot guys talk about evaluations.
Evaluations. Anytime I go see you, physically play, practice, try out, or camp, anything like that.
Or grades. So sometimes you go to high schools and you
yes,
right? If you got local kids, or sometimes you go into a school and you ask for transcripts.
That's an evaluation.
That's an evaluation. So and for you guys, just in general, for University of Bridgeport, then let's stick to the local kids, because you guys are mostly Long Island, Connecticut.
Long Island, Connecticut, and some New Jersey. Because of Delelis. And then we'll get a Florida kid here. Right. We'll get somebody, Logan from Texas. But we basically are.
How many, and obviously it depends sometimes on how good the player is, but in general, if you're going to recruit a kid, and let's say you're going to offer them some merit-based baseball money. Okay. How many times do you like to see a guy evaluate?
4 or 5.
Yeah. And I think it's important for guys to know that.
Money is so scarce now.
Yeah.
There is not a lot of scholarship money available anymore. Yeah. Especially with the world times that we're in right now. Yeah. It's probably going to be less. Yeah. We have to make sure.
Yes.
We have to make sure. We can't miss on a scholarship anymore.
Yep. And that's important for guys to know. It's just some coach may see you, he may like you. They want to see you fail.
Yeah.
What do you like when you fail?
Yeah.
What sort of character?
Yep.
But
now what they have to also understand is scholarships are year to year. So they do not automatically renew.
It's renewable. So you can,
I could pull money away
or
increase. Or keep it the same.
Yep. And so you're not guaranteed 4 years.
No.
You gotta behave once you get to school.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It's like a job.
It is, and, you know, a lot of coaches will put the money the second year up against what's your value. You know, what did I get in return?
Yep.
You know, if I didn't get anything in return, well, guess what? Next year, you're not getting it.
Right.
You're not getting it.
Okay, so this is something that's, you know, prevalent now, dead period.
Dead period.
So,
You are not allowed, we are not allowed to contact, you.
okay,
No face-to-face, no, evaluations, no recruiting trips.
Yep.
You know, I can't call you, I can't write to you. That's it.
and so.
No visits, no official
Right.
visits to campus.
So this is, you know, because one of the things we do in our program is we bring, you know, 25 to 30 college coaches in to evaluate our guys over the course of the summer. We do that on Wednesdays, you know, 4 or 5 Wednesdays, 4 or 5 coaches at a clip. And we have to figure that out right now because.
Yes, we have to wait too.
Yeah, now one of the things, I've talked to a couple guys so far, we have guys so far in the Gator program doing a family, we put all the guys on sports recruits. So once all the COVID stuff started happening, we put them all on, and coach, they're doing an amazing job of taking the advice, reaching out to coaches, putting good letters together.
That's good.
Really active, and what it does is it really helps start the process along.
Well, for us, that's all we can do right now.
It also helps guide us because right now, as we decide who's coming in for the Wednesday workouts,
Right.
well, I can tell you, I already have 10 guys that I know want to come because we have 3 or 4 of our juniors who've had really active. They put some good video clips together.
That's good.
So that part of it's been.
Now, Division III schools do not
Yes.
have any.
That's a good point. So, and talking to someone, so we're in this dead period right now. They've extended it to July 31st.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, and some of the Division IIIs, they don't know, they're gonna honor, their schools are gonna honor, meaning that they're gonna follow the Division I lead.
Not necessarily.
Right, they don't have to.
They don't have to.
Right.
A lot of them aren't going to.
Right.
But at the same token, there's nothing going on right now.
Right.
Anyways. So,
Right.
you know, they're in the same boat.
Yep.
You know, we're hoping to get tournaments starting, you know, by July, and then everybody will be back. Once games resume, that dead period will end. That dead period will end.
Yep. Let's go with 2 more. All right. Let's talk visiting schools. So that's one of the things that we encourage guys to do a lot is to go to a campus, get a feel for it.
Official visit.
Right. So let's talk first about the unofficial visit.
Unofficial visit, you could go at any time to visit campus. The schools do not pay for that. Okay? You could come to school, you could take a tour, you could meet with the coach, you could watch a game, watch a practice, and that, you know, do a tour.
So you can contact the coaches.
Yep.
They can give you a tour. They can walk you around. They can spend all afternoon with you.
Yes.
All right. That's still an unofficial visit.
Yes.
Okay.
An official visit
Yeah.
is one that the school can pay transportation, meals, and entertainment fees
Yeah.
if you're overnight. They last 48 hours
Yep.
from the time you arrive on campus.
Yep.
So the clock starts, and you have to be off campus within that time frame. And again, you can do the tours, you can meet with professors, you can go to class, you meet with the coaches, you meet with the players, and usually you'll stay overnight.
And you get 5 of those. Is it still 5?
No, now you can you're only allowed 1 per school. Yes, 5.
So 5 total.
5 total,
Right.
yes.
So if you're a student
For
athlete
Division
for Division I, so you take 5 Division I. So let's say I was in the process and I wanted to visit 5 Division I's. I could also visit 5.
Any Division II is off that list.
Right. And
So,
Division III.
Division III, there are no official
Right.
visits. But it used to be you're only allowed 5, whether it's Yale, UConn, Fairfield, Southern, Bridgeport.
Yeah.
That's your 5.
Right.
Division IIs are no longer counted.
Okay. So it's
You
just
could
5.
visit, you could have unlimited official visits to Division II schools, but only 1 per school.
Okay. You can only go once.
You can only go once per
Okay.
school.
All All right, so there's a time frame on 24 hours, and this is important because coaches ask, some coaches do this differently. So, and it's happened to a couple of our guys already. Coaches want to know who else is recruiting you.
Yeah.
And so the reason they do that is sometimes they've evaluated you and they get a feel for you. They may not have a complete read on you. But if I ask Joe Tonelli, hey Joe, who else is recruiting you? And you tell me 3 Division I's and a couple Division II's, maybe I didn't see the whole picture, but now I get a sense of who really likes you. And the players are like, should I tell people? For me, I tell them, yeah.
Yeah, it only helps.
Absolutely. So
It only helps.
if you know that you're being recruited by these other schools, it just means you're more marketable.
I ask all the time.
Yeah, you do.
I ask all the time.
Who you compete.
Yeah.
You want to know who. Yep. I would advise kids the same thing. It's only going to help you. The thing you have to be careful of is you have to be truthful.
Yes.
Joe Tonelli knows
Just pick up the phone.
all of college baseball. So if you lie and you
Yes.
say things that are not true, there's a good chance. Hey, Joe, Bob, are you such and such with this kid? No, I don't even know who he is. You will get caught.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that you're truthful.
Because we know the other programs.
Yep.
And we know what they're looking for.
Yep.
We know what they need.
Yep.
I mean, we're all at these things together.
Right.
We see each
Yep.
other constantly.
And there's camaraderie. I mean, you're a college baseball coach. All the guys in your conference. I mean, like Gaff and those guys. And, you compete on the field, but we all like each other.
Right. It's baseball is a lot different than any other sport in regards to that because it's not really cutthroat.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Any other ones you want to throw in there? I think it's pretty good, at least for now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want to go with the qualifier part of the qualifier.
Let's review. We did it in two ago, but let's talk about it quick again.
Well, the three you have as a Division I or Division II student athlete, you have to have your core courses. You have to have the core courses above a 2.0. You have to have your SAT score. Okay. A qualifier is a student athlete that meets all the requirements. A partial qualifier is a student athlete that hits 2 out of the 3. Okay? A partial qualifier can get athletic money, can practice, cannot play. A non-qualifier, you do not have 2 out of 3 of the requirements. You cannot get a scholarship, you cannot practice, you cannot play for a full year.
And so usually non-qualifiers are going to end up going to junior college. You're going to go somewhere to buy that year.
Or go to the school and not play.
Right. And that doesn't really happen.
That does not happen that much.
Yep. And so just so you guys know out there, these are very, very strict rules.
Yes.
So this is not one of those things where I'm off by a slight percentage point on my GPA.
No.
You're not getting selected. There's 16 core courses you have to take in high school.
And you get stamped.
And you have to make sure that you meet the requirements. Make sure you talk to your guidance counselors. And if your guidance counselor's not 100% sure, make sure you're talking to the school that you're talking to, the school.
Yeah.
So, and so you have qualifier where you're eligible.
You're good.
Partial qualifier, you may not get the GPA, but you got the SAT and you got the core courses. Non-qualifier, you don't have
No.
maybe one.
Right.
Okay? So, and maybe last one, and again, this is really important for any student athlete, the clearinghouse.
The clearinghouse, if you want to play Divisions 1 or 2, you need to register for the NCAA clearinghouse, which is called the NCAA Eligibility Center.
Right.
And once you're in there, you will get a NCAA ID number that follows you forever. And what that does is they will ask you for your test scores, they will ask you for your transcripts, they will ask you for your academic plan, they will ask about your amateurism, and all that gets combined, and then they make the decision whether you're a qualifier, a partial qualifier, not qualifier.
And there's no getting around it.
No.
I can tell you, like when you show up on campus as a student athlete, on the coaching side of it, there's a compliance office,
Yep.
and they are on top of the clearing. They get their reports from the clearinghouse. If you are not registered with the clearinghouse, you're not playing.
I would do that now, and The
So
earlier the better.
So you can do that as a freshman?
As a freshman. And then you have what you need. You have your core courses, you know. Again, we've had a situation where one of our kids came to school, we thought he was all set, and the NCAA turns around, he missed it by a half a credit. Because his senior year, he didn't know, and he took all BS electives instead of taking a history class. A half credit, he couldn't play the full year. I mean, that's stupid.
But it's there, so you guys, you gotta make sure you look into it, and there's a cost to it, $90?
I think it's up a little bit, and it goes up every year, but once you're in, that's it, it's a one-time.
Not every year,
It's a one-time.
Coach, as
Always.
always, awesome.
Always a pleasure.
It's fun. Guys, we'll see you next Wednesday. And obviously, Gator guys, if you have questions, shoot us a text, shoot us an email. There's a lot of good stuff happening online right now. The guys are working hard, so
Good.
keep that up, okay?
Good.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right.